Today I want to talk about fraction division, but using the idea of common denominators, which is not taught that often, but can be really helpful for children to understand, well, how to complete a fraction division problem. We'll begin with a pretty easy one, 3/4 divided by 1/8. So 3/4 is equivalent to 6/8. Now remember, this is the group size, 1/8. I'm breaking up 3/4 into groups of 1/8. So I've already taken my number line from 0 to 1 and broken it up into the dividend of the denominator of the divisor. So how many 1/8 fit? Well, this is 1/8, 1/8, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the answer is 6. And what you can see here is that I'm thinking about eighths the whole time, even though this is 3/4, it's equivalent to 6/8. So I could have thought about this problem from the get-go as 6/8 divided by 1/8. And at that point, as the answer is 6, you might have devised that you can just do 6 divided by 1 is 6. But when you do 8 divided by 8, you get 1. So the answer is 6 over 1. But as we know, any fraction is a division problem. So this is 6 divided by 1, or 6/1, which is just 6. Now let's try a harder one, but before I do that, please like this video and follow me on YouTube. I have a lot more fraction videos, like 15 of them, and I have a lot more other themes coming. So I'm here to help elementary, middle school, and then eventually high schoolers, and of course the adults in their lives too. So now we've got 7/8 divided into groups of 1/4. Now 1/4 is less than 7/8, so the answer should be greater than 1. That's something I discussed in a different video about estimating and the power behind that. So here's 7/8. And I'm breaking up into groups of 1/4, but I know that 1/4 are equivalent to 2/8. So I'm just gonna rewrite that fraction down below. And so if I make groups of 2/8, here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, and then I'm left with one piece when the group size was 2/8. So this is one piece out of 2. This represents 1 out of 2. So the answer is 3, 1, 2, 3 whole groups of 2 pieces, and then half of a group of 2 pieces. And this bears out when you use multiply by the reciprocal. 7/8 times 8 over 2. Well, so this becomes 56/16, which is a really big fraction to manage. But if you look at this as 7 times 8 over 8 times 2, I could factor out the 8 right away, and that just becomes a 1 and a 1. So the answer is 7/2, which simplifies to 3.5. So here's the common denominator. So 7 divided by 2 is 7/2. So here we have the common denominator, 7/8 divided by 2/8, and you still divide straight across. So it becomes a little tricky because you've got 7/2 over 8 divided by 8 is 1. Well, that's like a complex fraction. It's a fraction within a fraction, but anything divided by 1 is just the anything, the numerator in this case, so it's still just 7/2. So essentially you can ignore the denominator because it's always going to be 1, and anything divided by 1 is just itself. So for this final problem, we have 2 1/3 divided by 3/4. So I've made a number line, and using the idea of common denominator, I'm looking at 12ths, because 3 times 4 is 12. So that would require me to put in a whole bunch of little tally marks to show 12ths, 12ths, and 12ths. So I went ahead and did break up my number line into 12ths. So there's a lot of 12ths in here. And I also rewrote 2 1/3 as 7/3 in order to convert it to 28/12 for my common denominator. And if you're unclear about these processes, I have other videos in my Fraction Sense series to help you learn clearly about those ideas. So now we have 2 1/3, which is somewhere right around here. So that's the same thing as what, 2 4/12. So 1, 2, 3 right here. This is 2 4/12. I'm breaking up into groups of 9/12. Well, here's 6/12, so 7, 8, 9. So this is one group of 9/12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which makes sense because 9 plus 9 is 18. So another group of 9/12. And then I get to 27/12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right here. That's another group of 9. So there's 3 groups of 9. And then it looks like there's only one little piece left. And that piece, though, is not 1 out of 12 anymore because the group size is 9 pieces. So that's 1 piece left out of 9. So the answer should be 3 and 1/9. And let's see if that actually comes out to be true by doing our division straight across. So 28 divided by 9, 28 9, 12 divided by 12 is 1, so we can ignore the denominator. So 28 ninths, 9, 18, 27, that's 3 groups of 9 ninths with 1 left over. So that works. So common denominator is a pretty cool way, but using a number line really helps develop kids' sense. Thanks, and have a great day.